Hello, Barstool Sports. My name is Michael Matuch, and I am applying to be your next summer intern. And I want to let you know that I'm not afraid to fail. I am currently in the WFEV studios here at Fordham University up in the Bronx, and I'm going to be graduating this coming May with a degree in finance. Even though I've been living in New York for the past 4 years, I consider myself a Buffalonian. I've lived in Buffalo my entire life. I grew up there. I was born there. I was raised there. My parents made me a Mets fan, a Sabres fan, and a Bills fan. And with that has been a lot of, I would say ups and downs, but mostly downs. A little bit more about me is I love to be outside. I love to hike. I love to be in the outdoors. I love to ski and camp. Every New Year's, me and my family, we go up to the Adirondacks and we have a little cabin that we rent and we ice skate around and we snowshoe around. It's been incredible. I'm also a student pilot. I have my student pilot's license and I have about 400 hours up in the plane. I've been doing that since I was a freshman in high school. I also love math and statistics. I love to find the best way to do something, whether that's me talking about the best route home, the fastest way, or finding the best MLB player of a specific year that didn't win an MVP. Great example is the 1928 MVP where Heine Matuch got totally snubbed. Heine Matuch deserved it completely. Mickey Cronak only had him beaten one stat, which was walks. Not a great stat for an MVP to lead in. What are you going to do? I also love to travel and learn about different cultures. I just finished up my semester abroad, which was incredible. I lived in London and traveled around Europe for basically 4 months. As a junior in high school, I lived with a host family in Spain for a month. I lived with my boy Juan, great guy, and I'm semi-fluent in Spanish. I'm also learning Russian to talk to my grandmother. My grandmother's from Russia. And that's not coming as well as I'd hope. If I were to go into a restaurant that only served cheese and bread, I'd be in a really great spot. But besides from that, I'm really kind of struggling with that. But I'm working at that still. I've been a part of the WFEV sports program at Fordham since my sophomore year. And it's really morphed me into the person that I am today, you know. Being with the program for so long, I've had to wear a lot of different hats and show off a lot of different capabilities to work up through the ranks. I really started out cutting highlights and posting them on the FEV Sports Twitter and on the social medias. In video production, I love video production because I'm acting as the puppeteer behind the scenes, controlling who's being seen, what they're seeing, controlling the graphics at the bottom of the screen. Making a good graphic is tough. But I feel like I'm doing a good job with that to summarize the segment and what wants to be conveyed to the listener. I also love to do radio producing. That's a new role that I've had over the past 2 years, where whether I'm in studio or I'm actually on site, I am making sure the levels are correct and making sure the crowd's being heard when I'm on site. When I'm in studio, making sure the levels are correct for those listening on YouTube and on live on air. And along with that is making sure that callers are being able to get their calls in and making sure they're presented live on air. And that really happens with One-on-One, which is just New York's longest running sports call-in show. And being able to host that is incredible. Being on air is the best because I get to show my personality. I get to show who I am to the listeners. It gives me the opportunity to be myself and show the listeners who I am. And as the A host or the B host, there's different roles I have to play. If I'm the A host, I'm constantly steering the conversation. If I'm the B host, I'm just sort of the glue guy. And I'm helping out the rest of the guys in the studio. And I'm bringing the vibes. If I'm the updates guy, I'm just sort of there for one segment. And I'm giving my best overall. And it's been incredible. There's constant interviews and callers that are happening. So I'm always on my toes for who's going to call in and what's going to happen. There's sometimes changes on air. Obviously with radio, there's problems that come up. And we always have to, right on the fly, we have to get them fixed. Another thing that I do here at Fordham FUV is doing the post-game and halftime reports for our sports games. And along with that, doing updates with Fordham sports games. The basketball season just finished up. That would really give me the opportunity to give my little 5 minutes of shine, get back to the main action, and then 5 minutes of shine at the end to really summarize what happened. Another thing that I'm doing here at FUV is I'm the beat reporter for the Islanders. I get to go to about half of the Islanders home games, and I get to interview players. I get to interview the star players of the team, which is incredible. With that, I'm posting live updates on my Twitter, and I'm making sure that there's niche things that I'm picking up on because I have to compete with the big J journalists who have the repertoire and have the ability to say whatever they want and not think about it. I have to think about every single thing that I post and see how it does because I have to find my niche ability to steer through the rest of this media market. I have to give them a reason to listen to a college kid instead of the main Islanders beat reporter. And I'm doing that by differentiating myself from them. I'm talking about the niche things that they're talking about, the macro things. When they talk about the season as a whole, I ask a player about the game. When I ask about follow-up questions from time to time to time. And that's given me an opportunity to really meet some stars and put me on my feet in really big situations. I was really lucky enough this past summer to have an internship with Buffalo Bisons. They are a AAA baseball team for the Toronto Blue Jays. And that was a lot of work, but it was a lot of fun as well. Being in media relations gave me the opportunity to talk to players and be on the field and work with stats and work with all members of the media. It gave me the opportunity to make the box score every morning for the announcer to fill in as the game's going on and for the fans as well. It gave me the opportunity to work on game notes, which is a big booklet, 36-page booklet of just pure statistics of the team, talking about who's on a hitting streak, who's doing well, why players are kind of struggling, how a pitcher is doing against right-handed batters versus left-handed batters. And as the game's going on, I'm really focusing on running the scoreboard and the score bug. I have to make sure that the players and the fans are seeing the accurate stats up on the scoreboard. I'm constantly thinking on my feet. In the post-game of that as well, I'd have to write a game summary talking about what happened during that game. I'd have to write player profiles talking about how a batter is doing. I had a great interview with Tanner Morris from Crozet, Virginia. He's coming up right now. He's with AAA right now. He's going to do really well this season, I hope. There was also a lot of different chaotic things that would happen. I was responsible for rolling and unrolling the tarp if there was a rain delay. I'd have to run down to the field real quick and think on my feet. If I were to do one thing at Barstool Sports as a content creator, I'd want to add to the Barstool Outdoors universe. Currently, it's mainly focused on hunting and fishing. While I love to catch big bass in specific, I want to show more to nature than that. Create an opportunity for people to see the beauty of nature. My senior year of high school, I made a senior thesis. And it was me camping and creating a fort out of the sticks and twigs that were around me and showing off how to make a fire with flint and steel and really how to survive outdoors. That was my first time actually editing something together. And that's really what sparked me on this media line. There have been a few Barstool employees who've really helped me out over the past few years, especially the Fordham guys. Tommy Smokes and Spider have really helped me out a lot. Tommy just came in and talked to us Fordham kids, and he gave me actually a lot of ideas on what to do with the Islanders. Spider has helped me out over the past few years and has really helped me build my repertoire for things that I could do on air. Fastuli, I've been talking to him a lot about video producing and how to really operate a camera and how to make sure everyone is being seen. I know this is a little Barstool adjacent, but Mikey V took a video of me at the Bills-Jets opener as the Bills lost on the kick return. And I was posted on Barstool New York as the sad Bills fan after the game. And I'm really lucky that he was a good sport because I shot him an email and I was talking to him about how he got into the game. And he's really given me a lot of great tips on how to succeed in the industry. At the beginning of this video, I talked about me not being scared to fail. And for a long time, I was. I would be so scared that I wouldn't even try a lot of the time. And now I've reached a point where I know that if I'm not going to succeed here, I'm going to succeed somewhere else. And then if I fail here, I'm going to be able to get to my next goal even faster. I really clicked when I was with the Islanders. And I was standing around with the rest of the media, not talking because I was scared I was going to mess up. And I realized in that moment, I'm not going to have this opportunity for a long time. And if I want to make my mark, I have to do it now. And I've been taking hold of that ever since. Once again, I'm Michael Matuch. Thank you so much for your time. And I hope you think of me as a Barstool intern this coming summer. Thank you.
All right, look, check it out. I don't do this often, but I'm giving a shout out here to this guy, Mike Matuch, Mikey Matuch or Matuch, not quite sure how to say it, last name, but first name, obviously, I'm very familiar with. It's a great first name. But I can tell you something. This guy's a go-getter. This guy's tenacious. This guy will get the job done. He says he'll go wherever and do whatever it takes. So anybody looking for an intern, hit up Mikey Matuch. You might want to. He seems like a foxhole guy, a guy that'll fall on the sword. Any guy who wears a Buffalo Bills Zubaz overall outfit into enemy territory is a hustler. Hit him up.